というわけで、こんにちは。ショーンと言います。なんだっけ。フィンチ家の奇妙な屋敷で起きたことの続きをやっていきますか。うん。というわけで、前回は、このモーリーのことが確か分かったような気がしましたね。ちょっと本当みたいんで、この辺だけはちょっと見つけよう。えっこれ OK かな。じゃあ、やっていきますか。で、これ、どっから出るんだ。ここからでいいの？
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories.
ああ、なるほど
Edie
ね。
would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
ああ。ここから先はいい。から入っていく
I spent a lot of time in Great Grandma Edie's room.
をセーブされたな。
We got along, and it was a good place to hide from my mom.
うん。なるほどね。
Her room was like a museum.
博物館か。
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune.
その富と文化、フィンチ家は有名だったのか。離脱するんだね。
Odin Finch
Oh,
buries the
okay.
latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan.
オーディン・フィンチが一族のにかかった。一番最近の受難者を葬った。それは妻のインゲボルグと生まれたばかりの息子ヨハンと。なるほど。
On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse
1937
behind.
年1月7日、彼は家族ともに、そして家ともに船出の上から逃れることによって、結構昔の話なんだね。
But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
ワシントン系40フィートの高波にオーディンティがさらわれてしまう。なるほど。
Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island.
モーリー出てきた。オーディンの娘イーディとその夫スベン、そして赤ちゃんのモリーは新天地のオーカス島に上陸すると。なるほど。
Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery.
新しい物で最初に葬られるのはオーディンとなった。確かにな。
His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
彼の娘イーディはすでに新しいフィンチ家の屋敷を夢見ていた。あ、持ってきた。なるほどね。
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a
オ
long
ーディ
ways.
ン。モーリーときてオーディン来たのか。なるほどね。どっちからいけんだろう。どっちかなんだ。
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
なるほど。
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom.
そのじいじゃ最初になったけど。
It was a pretty big trace.
うん。 There's a secret in this bathroom.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Gotcha. か。よいしょ。カールズ・インフィンチ。こっち行かなかった。しゃがんでいかなきゃいけない。よっと。フォートカルビ。何これ。
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin.
Oh.
And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
その点にしか。よっ。
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
おお。ブランコ。
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did.
そんなにマッシュルームか。こうか。両方のスティッ
At
クで
Barbara's
切ら
funeral,
れたか。
we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
ああ。でもこれ多分いけるぞ。ご飯時間。
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
いけるぞ。一周。
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
これ持っていきゃ一周すんな。おお。
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
飛んだね、カルビン。戻ろうか。
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
ああ。なるほどね。戻るか、違った。
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
とりあえず持ってきたね。ちょっともう一個の方が気になるところだけどいけんの？もしいけないんだ。なるほどね。じゃあこっちじゃな。こっち行って、こっちしか行けねえんじゃねえよ。
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
自分が2つの滑り台か。ドラゴンキッズフィンチ。
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
Edith Jr.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
モグラ男についた大げさな取材。
Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
なるほどね。
Great-grandma had always been the family's biggest fan.そういう音？パパにダイレクトにいいっすか？乗ってみよう。なんかなかった感じやな、ここは。いや、あれだ、なんか。あ、違う。こうだ。
よいしょ。引くのか、いや押すのか、あ、いや上に上げるのか。お、普通の日記だった。これは行くしかないでしょう。
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies. Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star. I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards. Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Oh, Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up, a has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just a boost for career music. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box.
ああ、操作できんだこれ。
And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
あ、いやでもこれ取ったか。あ、すげえ、コミック調じゃん。急にちょっとホラーチックなのやめてほしいわ。まあ行くしかないな。
Scratch and imagine the worst.
やめてくれ、ちょっとホラーチックだ。確かにマックバズに見たって。すげえ。ちょっとホラー映画かよ。これはもう行くしかない。よっしゃい。で、こんなゲームあったらなんだっけ。
is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago
マ
tonight.
ジで何このナイトメアハウスみたいな。どっちがこっちっぽいな。冷蔵庫の方かなこれは。
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
おお。
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb,
Oh.
have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show.
あ、松葉杖。
Hours later,
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
あ、また行くの。でもどっから聞こえたんだ。あ、キム。違うね。急になんか FPS のアクションゲームみたいな。おお。ついに来ちゃったんだよな、そのゴロつき集団。お？
Walter, are you there? Walter vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hookman, and
ああ、フックマン来ちゃったんだ。
was speechless. He was quite smashing. And he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
どっかに抜け道があると思う。
That night, she played her part beautifully.
じゃあこれどこ？モーリーの扉が出んの。
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges grow.
Cry!
He wasn't moving,
おお、倒しちゃったよ。
but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
確かにな。あ、そういえば、ウォルターだっけ？どこでしたのウォルター。その塔のウォルターや。こっちじゃない。
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his
Oh.
breathing, but all she heard was... Someone at the door was dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
本当だね。後ろ
Oh dear.
Bravo, Barbara! You were wonderful!
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear.
Huh?
Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
最後の最後で不気味じゃねえか。
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
ああ、なるほどね。こう出れんだっけ？出れねえのか。じゃあでもなんか今のでオルゴールの謎が分かったからいいんじゃねえか。行こう。
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
そう。あのオルゴールでも暗くてどっからここからか。こうやっておいて。どうやっけオルゴール。ここじゃねえ。こう玄関だから。これか。くるくるくるくる回しまくと取れるらしい。取れた。で、暗くて分かりづらいけど今これ機械室わけだから。お、来た地下室。
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
マジで？すでに。
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
うん。ちょっと暗くてなんだっけ、明るさって調整できたっけ？あ、違う。こうで、あと明るさ上げるの。ちょいっと上げよう。あんまり変わんないような気もしてきたけどあれ、まあ多少マシになったかな。もうちょい上げてもいいか。最大にしてみるか。あ、いや、ちょっとマシになった。
I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
なんかあったらびっくりだよな。
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
本当にいろいろ隠れてた。
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone.
ああ。
She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
確かにね。ああ、なるほど。そういう感じが。
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can. I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left, or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with one long day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
ああ。隠しツールあったよな。めっちゃかっこよかった。大学生に行くの。行くじゃん、そういうこと。
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding.
確かに。
I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe two, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
K だな。今日すげえ月が綺麗って言った気がしたけど見てねえな。しかも戻るのかな。戻れそうだ。こう言って。
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family.
Anyway.
And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth. And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
なるほどな。ここはなんでか。
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
確かに聞いたことねえな。
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault. Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery. I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night. Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant. I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense. Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged. Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though. Aw.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee. Nothing quite like being outside.
Hold still.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
そういうこと
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Don, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph? Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. You don't need to waste any more film on me, kiddo. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time. Give me a minute to check the map. Let's see. Maybe. What was it? It could have been.
Hunting sheep.
Good eyes, Don.
鹿じゃん。
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of it.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus on your target. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Now keep yourself squared up, elbows down, like we practiced. Whenever you're ready.
Ooh.
Great shot, Don! I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay?
あ、ちょっと早く。ちょっと。
Sorry, Don. Just gotta reset the timer.
はい、すごい、そう。ちょっとここの道が見えねえんだよな。間に合った。
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Ah!
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me. Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it. After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Gregory, it's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. so much account. Lost in his imagination.
いいなこれ。
Whatever it was, he saw.
あ、なるほど。
Sure made him happy. I know how silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night. I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. He'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Gregory. あの感じじゃあれか。どれちった感じだったのかな。
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
何時間ぐらいやったの？何時間かやってないか。1時間ぐらいやったのか。でも結構進んだんじゃねえか。ね、バーバラ、カルビン、サム、オーディン、ウォルター、グレゴリー。ね。今日ここまでにしときましょう、とりあえず。なんか進んでない気がするから。なんだ、マイルドのネイルズとかのかな。あと1、2、4、5人って感じだけど、どんな感じなんでしょうね。まあこんな感じでちょっと次回もやっていこうかなと思います。というわけで、以上、なんだっけ毎度毎度ゲーム名が思い出せない。あ、そうだ。フィンチ家の奇妙な屋敷で起きたことでした。全然覚えられんな。というわけで、ありがとうございました。さよなら。